Welcome to episode 4 of Collectively Connected. Today we're discussing a topic that's quickly shaping our world, artificial intelligence, or most known as AI.
So what is AI? It's a simulation of human intelligence in machines. Think Siri, Alexa, or even Google. These systems think, learn, and make decisions much like we do.
AI is more integrated into our daily lives than you might think. From Netflix recommending shows to Google Maps finding the fastest route, AI makes our lives easier and more efficient.
But why should we pay attention to AI? It's revolutionizing industries like healthcare, finance, and education, bringing both benefits and challenges.
As AI continues to evolve, it's crucial for us to stay informed of the ever-growing industry. Understanding AI helps us navigate the future more effectively.
In today's episode, we'll dive into the world of AI and explore its impact on our daily lives. Let's get started. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Yeah. We're up. It's early here, getting our day started. I'm excited to get into this topic, the topic of artificial intelligence, AI.
Right.
I think I'm going to learn a lot from you on this episode. I know a little bit of AI, and to be honest, I'm excited for it, but we could get into that. So tell us a little bit about AI, because like I said, I'm going to learn from you this episode. So if you want to...
Well, I wouldn't say I'm an expert at AI. I mean, I think most people think about ChatGPT. That's what's most popular right now. It's helping people write essays and help them on their tests and get more creative and stuff like that. But I think a lot of people don't realize how long artificial intelligence has already been around. When you think of any type of search engine, Yahoo, Google Maps, that is all assisted by AI. So we've been using it for a lot longer than most people think. But I think we're in a really exciting time that AI is only going to be developed and improved upon, especially with just these first versions of ChatGPT. We're already hearing stories about robotics in Japan. So whether you want to accept it or not, AI is here and it's not going away anytime soon.
Right. So. Yeah, I think the emergence of AI, it's going to expand into something that we've only seen on movies, right, is what I believe. And we're seeing it. I've come across Instagram clips of other countries already using robotics. And robotics is a huge thing in schools right now, in high schools. They're having robotic competitions.
Right.
This younger generation is already like clicking this together, now emerging, adding AI to the robotics. That's going to give us a whole different world.
Right. The first thing that I always think of growing up is watching the Jetsons. And when George Jetson, here's George Jetson, and he's putting his stuff on, and you have all the robots and his whole house is just completely like almost automated, from when he wakes up to how he gets dressed to how he gets to work. It's like we think about like, oh man, that would be cool one day, but it's like that could be 2 days. Like that's very possible within our lifetime. This could only be a few years out. That's exciting for seeing the possibilities of what AI could bring to our lives.
It's funny that you even bring that up, because I crossed my mind the other day about the Jetsons, but really I was thinking about it in more of the cartoon aspect of it. I don't know what kids watch these days, but like, where did that show ever go? And like, why didn't it evolve? Why did it just vanish? Because what was giving kids the vision of what the future would look like.
Exactly.
And they kind of just, anyway, that's a different conversation, but it's funny that you bring that up, because it is true. AI is going to lead us to that kind of world. And, for those of you that haven't watched that, you should go and see it. I don't know if there would be a clip somewhere. It's an interesting, like, concept for a cartoon.
It's a classic. I think it's a classic. Just in its simplest form, it just shows you, I mean, when I was a kid, I thought that was just the pinnacle of where we could be as humans. Like, robots and when all these clothes, I have to look around for clothes in my dresser drawer. Like, it was just a really cool concept. And I'm sure even, someone who has watched that episode has been inspired, and they've probably still been inspired creating this AI because of their favorite show, The Jetsons. And that's just one of tons of shows. So.
Yeah. So when you think about the things currently right now that you use with AI, I think a lot of times AI, people think of that as like Terminator, like robots with an intelligent mind, right? Or an artificial mind. Mm-hmm. But it's like the things that we utilize daily, like the things that assist us to not have to think so much, really. Right. Like Google Maps giving us the fastest route, or Netflix helping us choose shows versus from what we have watched before. AI can be so simple to the robotics, to the Terminator. Right. It's that vast. To me, that's exciting. The fact that this is so limitless when you really think about it. I know there's so much talk behind the fear of it. What are your thoughts on that narrative when it comes to AI?
Yeah, I always would probably say if someone's having a fear towards AI, my question would be, what movie are you watching? Did you just finish watching Terminator Salvation? Right. Or was it iRobot?
Yeah.
So if you're watching those kind of movies, of course, that's going to play that worst case scenario in your mind. These robots are coming to take over the world. So I always like to look at it on the opposite side, because AI is a program. And a program serves a purpose, just like an iPhone, just like Google Maps. Google Maps, all it does is it gets you to where you need to go. It's not talking about making conversation. Google Maps only exists to serve its purpose, which is to get you to where you need to go. So we're not talking about Google Maps taking over the world, because that's not its purpose. And when it comes to the dark side of AI, I guess you can say the brighter side, I always like to look at who's developing it and what, again, is its purpose. Because when I think of AI and how I choose to believe, I would love to have some type of assisted robot, or we already have Alexa inside the house anyway. So having something like that can actually walk, talk, and be able to assist you, help out with cleaning.
Instead of just searching the internet to get you your favorite song to play, right?
This thing is built to assist us.
I mean, how fun would it be and so useful if Alexa had legs and arms and it could clean your house, mop your floor, clean your toilet?
I think that would be awesome. And how much, and I always like to look at how much time would that free up for us to be able to do the things that we want to do, because we have an artificial intelligence assistant basically inside of our home. I'm even looking at how soon can we get an AI robot to cut the grass?
Oh my gosh.
That's time well spent. So I don't think anybody's thinking this robot lawnmower is going to be taking over the world.
Right.
So it depends on how you want to look at things.
You're not going to sit here and have a conversation with it either, because the programming in that would be so basic.
Exactly.
Like our Google Maps,
exactly.
Right? And when people think about that, I think it's important to keep in mind that it is just how it's programmed. And are people taking that programming to just the limits, or how far can we take this programming?
Right.
Sure, they're researching, they're working with that. Why not?
Right.
I think we shouldn't look at it in such a fear-based way. I think we need to look at it with such an open mind of like, where could we advance to? Because I think when we talk about robotics and AI in the workplace, I think that's where a lot of people get nervous. But at the same time, I strongly believe we're here because of our mind,
right?
Not what our bodies can do without the utilization of our minds. And I think that this workforce has been so aimed towards physical body labor,
right.
It's, I wonder what these people have in their mind to create, but they've been so programmed to use their bodies as opposed to their minds. So I think, to me, when I think about the workforce and what's going to take place there, I think it's going to be pretty cool to have the labor not taken away, but where we can get help and assistance in that. My sister's is a machinist, right? These machines still need assistants, right? So instead of them assisting us, I mean, it's an equal relationship here. You're helping me, I'm helping you to make sure you're functioning and programmed how you're supposed to be. Right. My sister really enjoys the machinist job because she is a programmer. She has to tell this machine, what do I got to do? How do I got to cut this? What shape, what dimension? And it does exactly what it needs to do. When I think about warehouse work, right, you can touch a lot on warehouse work and being labor intensive. What would it look like, and how would you have walked through that space if it's full of robotics, which I think Amazon is going down that road?
Right. So when I had worked in the union, this was years back, we had gotten laid off. Looking back into it, the company that had laid us off, they're actually looking to go fully automated. Mm-hmm. And so at the time, it was just straight labor, blue collar labor. Yeah, it's just you're picking up, you're the guy picking up the boxes, putting these on pallets, and you're building 6 feet, 7 feet high pallets. If you're in that type of industry, you're thinking about robotics. The first thing you're thinking of, all these robots are coming to take our jobs. You know, this is my job. I've been in the union for X amount of time. So I can see that being a mindset for someone, me coming from that industry, especially a blue collar industry, pro-union. You know, there's a lot of labor unions. That's why they're called labor unions. So when you think of labor union and then you think of a machine coming to basically wipe that out, I can see how people would feel some kind of way. Now, that's one side of the coin.
So I have a question to ask about union. When there's a labor union, mm-hmm, and robotics are starting to be introduced, do they fight back on that to protect their union labor humans?
I would assume so. Okay. Well, so once again, that we got laid off before we even got a chance to fight back, which might have been their master plan. Who knows? But I would assume any type of labor union is going to have some kind of say about robotics coming in, because essentially, because any type of robotics is going to replace somebody. Mm-hmm. So if you're on, let's say, an assembly line and you've been doing the same thing for 10 years and all of a sudden you have a robot that's doing it faster and cheaper and doesn't need to call in sick.
Yeah.
You know, sorry, Frank, but you know, your job's going to be obsolete. And so I can see Frank feeling some kind of way about that. So that is one way of looking at it. But at the end of the day, with me being laid off, I feel like that's been the best thing that's ever happened in my life. I feel like the career that I have now, the business that I've created, it's created so much more time, money, and freedom than I ever could have happened. From my perspective, that was an amazing layoff. And even if the robotics had come, that would have been an even better layoff as well, because it's freeing me up to do the things that we are meant to do as humans and using our mind, our creativity, and our passions for other things instead of just laborious activities, which in essence, that's what these robots are. They're programmed for that. Yeah. You know, I don't know if when I grow up, I want to be a laborist and be working my back away all my life.
We shouldn't have to use our bodies to the point of exhaustion and failure. Exactly. Yeah. We're such vast creatures, our mind and our intelligence. We have so much to offer the planet and it's the collective. Right? If we just used it.
Right.
But anyway, us being AI, that's a whole other topic too. So what are some of the benefits of AI that you look forward to?
I would probably just say that there's so many possibilities. I think it's when it comes to AI, it's almost like if you can think it or dream it, it's possible. AI, in essence, again, is here to assist you. So what do you need assistance with? Well, I was just complaining about cutting my grass. That would be a huge benefit. Yeah. We already have, Tesla is still in its infancy stages. Tesla has self-driving cars. Mm-hmm. Someone who's elderly or who can't get around very often, if they could have self-driving taxis, self-driving cars where it picks you up and there's nobody in there and you feel safe and confident that this is going to get you to exactly where you want to go, that's a huge benefit. We already have the ChatGPT. It's already self-learning and helping us out with projects. And I just see it going so far. And this is just in our everyday lives. But when it comes to the future of medicine, the future of surgery, I think of...
And it's already being highly used.
Exactly.
When you think about surgeries, we are already using robotics to be more exact through the surgery and to assist them through that. I mean, when you think about car manufacturing, there's robotics all in
It's a complete robotic manufacturing center.
I think it's just taking a little longer to hit the public in personal use.
Right.
When you think about industry, it's already being utilized. Even crop farmers, they can put a thing out there to pull all their crop, you know. It's now, okay, when I think about what's to come and what I look forward to, it is the assistance in the everyday stuff. I think I could speak for a lot of people. I hate doing laundry. I hate doing it. I hate folding it. I hate having to put it away. I hate doing the dishes, but it has to be done. We don't want to live like slobs, but it's very time consuming. And especially, I feel it more these days than I had before in the past, because I think we have a lot on our plates that it is just something that takes so much time. And I could use the assistance and I would take it gladly. So, bring the robot in my house. I'm ready. I don't know what people know of Nicole Shanahan, who is the running mate to Robert Kennedy Jr. for VP. She speaks a lot about robotics and AI and the combination of those two and our future in AI, which gives me so much hope and anticipation for what's to come. So when you think about politics and AI, they talk about AI needing to be regulated.
Right.
How do you feel about that? And do you feel like it's necessary?
That's a great question. I'm glad you brought that up. And especially with Nicole Shanahan, because that's her background. She comes from a tech background. So working with AI and anything tech related, that's her specialty.
And I think she's also helping us to get a real grasp and idea of what AI can do.
Exactly.
She speaks on how AI can help us solve a lot of the problems here on the planet, to our water, to our air, to our soils. So I'm interested to find out, wow, how is that, because like I said, I don't know much about what people are brewing up, but I'm curious to how.
Right. And I think that just goes back to, what do you need assistance with? That simple question. And I think with what Nicole's job would be is, when it comes to regulating, is who is having some say in this? Is it governments controlling this? Who's the one that's regulating this? Because if you have people that are profit minded and there are companies that are here to push profit, then yes, that's when you can maybe start to see AI going towards a darker path. Because if AI's job is just to assist us, and we're talking about issues that, like you said, in the medical industry or with climate change, if AI's job is just to assist us and there's no personal vendettas or how it's going to maximize my profit, its only function is to help us solve the climate change. That's all it's here to do. And it's going to be so creative. It's going to come up with so many ideas we never thought of, because we're not taking into the consideration where, well, how much am I going to be able to charge and how much can I make off of this idea? And I think when you take out corporate interests or nefarious interests and it's just here to assist humanity, I think we can do some really good things in a really small amount of time. So that's really exciting.
So do you believe that it should be regulated?
I think so. AI is so limitless right now because it's so new. And like I said, just with the ChatGPT, people are already making all kinds of projects and all kinds of fun stuff. So I think it should be monitored by, I'm not sure what kind of agency. I don't know if it should be government monitored, but I do feel like it should be regulated just so it's on an even playing scale for everybody.
Yeah, she mentions how AI, it learns from us, right? When I think about having an assisted robot in our home, our robot is going to talk different, sound different, use different verbiage than our neighbor's robot, because of what is being said in their home. So we have to just keep in mind that what we're going to teach this robot.
Yeah, I mean, robots are like children.
Yeah.
They're impressionable. They're looking up to you for guidance. And then, if they're like a learning enabled type of artificial intelligence, then they're picking up on your terminologies, your slang, your behavior habits. And so if that's how you talk, that's what you're going to get. And so for people who are doom and gloom about AI, who's creating it? If you have the mad scientist who wants to control the world, well, then that's
a controlling.
Exactly. If that person is developing it, then you definitely could get some scenarios like that. Mm-hmm. So once again, what are we developing this for, and what is the ultimate end goal? Yeah. If you're looking at this as this is a necessary advancement or evolving of humanity, and AI is just here to assist us on our way, well, we can do some great things with that. If you have that with the core of its programming, you are here only to assist. You're not here to have some great ideas and to create a business for yourself and to maximize your profits. If you're just here to assist humanity in whatever they need assisting with, I don't see any problems in the future with AI.
Yeah. I think it's a topic that needs to be discussed.
Right.
Because I'll tell you what, I never thought about AI and the government, that it needing to be thought about together.
Right.
Because not until she brought it up in some of her speeches, and I'm like, I guess it does matter. Mm-hmm. I guess regulating this industry is important. It's no different than any other industry.
Right.
There's regulations when you think about airplanes and cars and all this stuff.
Right.
But so I think it's important. And I don't hear the other candidates talking about it.
Right. Yeah. And AI, it's such a new industry. Like you said, there are no laws. There's no laws saying you cannot, this is illegal to use AI in this purpose. There's no laws right now. Since something is so new to just humanity,
we need to look at it from that lens of
to put a lid on it or put a cap on it before it gets out of hand, because this is almost like AI. You can look at AI like Pandora's box. You don't know what you're going to get from them. You can have a full conversation with ChatGPT and you can go all kinds of down rabbit holes, and that's just having a conversation. So when you start talking about advanced versions of AI inside of advanced robotics, what does that look like, and who's monitoring this stuff? Is the FBI monitoring that? Are we monitoring that? Is the president monitoring that? So I think it's a really important topic that people should at least just look into and see the good, the bad, the ugly. Who is leading the charge on that?
And what is that line?
Exactly.
Because if somebody crosses a line, then
what happens? What are the ramifications if you are misusing AI? Mm-hmm. Or is it a slap on the wrist? Is it a fine? What does that look like?
So I think that's just something people should just think about when they're considering AI and that topic comes up. It's like we need to start having the conversation about it, because like you know, we know the basics of AI.
Right.
As the average people, we really do just know the basics. And those working on it, like, hats off to you, because I think that is a very special industry and it's going to take us to a very special place.
Awesome. So what excites you the most about the future of AI?
I look forward to the flying cars.
Okay.
I look forward to having a conscious vehicle where we can control it with our conscience.
Right.
I think there's been talk on that already exists. I look forward to the in-home assisted robotics. And if somebody has that out there, come on, let's roll it out. Let's get it perfected, right? Because I think that's going to save us so much time. It's going to also just have a different personality in your home that will make it fun and new. I think I'm not at all scared of it. Right. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't fear it. So that's what I mostly look forward to. And another thing, dogs, being able to conversate with our animals. Mm-hmm. You know, I know there's a show on Netflix that we watched a while ago. I think it's called The Future of, or something along those lines. It touched on that. There's so much on that show that I really, really liked. But that could be a show for a different...
Yeah, it's a different episode.
It's a different episode, because there's a lot of exciting things to come in the future. And all in all, for me, I think the future is just exciting. It's such a good time to be alive right now.
Right.
And if you're down and out and you don't see the goodness coming, I would recommend change your algorithms on your phone. Purge it. Purge your Instagram. Start seeking some really cool pages of things that just excite you. what anything future related, anything agriculture related, anything robotic related, AI related. Start following these pages and you will see your feed change and you will have hope, because there's so much things going on within AI that leads to so much hope of what this world can look like. And all in all, that's what I'm so looking forward to.
Awesome. Thanks, Peg.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to Collectively Connected with me, Damien, and my wife, Denise. Remember to subscribe, share, and join in the conversation. Until next time, friends, stay connected.